So everybody wants the 10-second download. Who won? Who lost at the Senate Intelligence Committee hearing? How badly did James Comey damage President Trump, or did he damage him at all? And interestingly, as you listen to a lot of the partisan chatter and the media analysis and commentary, it depends in part on what your yardstick is. Because by any reasonable measure, to have the fired FBI director testifying, and he's a pretty good witness, that the President Trump repeatedly asked him to go public with the fact that he personally was not under investigation, that he asked for James Comey's loyalty, and asked him, again, this is according to Comey, to hope, was the word, hope that he could wind down the investigation of Michael Flynn, the former NSA, the former National Security Advisor. That's not a great day for the President of the United States, but we already knew most of this, in part not just because Comey's testimony, the written statement, had been put out the day before, but because it's all been very carefully leaked in the past month, getting Comey's side out. So if you are a partisan of President Trump, you say, not much new here, and didn't really lay a glove. And if you are very much opposed to this president, you say this was a horrible day for the president because of the allegations being made by the FBI director that he fired. But, you know, it also was not a great day for the press because James Comey went after the New York Times, said a story was largely wrong. This is a story from back in February, alleging that Trump campaign associates had contacts with Russian intelligence. Comey didn't say what was wrong about the story, but nevertheless took aim at the New York Times, took it aim more broadly at the media, saying that many of the things that are written about top secret or classified intelligence are just wrong. FBI doesn't always correct it, but the fact that he said that the sources who know, people like the guy who runs the Bureau, don't talk to reporters, he says, and people the people who know don't talk to reporters. The people who don't know are the ones who perhaps are feeding some of these stories. Again, this is Comey's view. But kind of awkward and embarrassing moment for Comey himself, having to admit what we already knew. It was so obvious, the fingerprints were all there, that he himself was the source, that he himself orchestrated a leak to the New York Times with his own memos, the ones that he wrote down after these conversations with the president, in this particular case about the request or direction, as Comey put it, to try to end the Flynn investigation. It was pretty obvious when the Times said a Comey associate had read this or provided this information to the paper. And James Comey admitted it. And he was asked, well, why don't you just go do it yourself? Why go through an intermediary, a friend at Columbia Law School? Comey says, well, all the reporters were camped out outside his house and would be like throwing food to the seagulls. Not the most flattering metaphor for the press. So a very mixed day. President Trump, his side declaring victory because there wasn't a lot of new information. People who don't like the president declaring victory because of the spectacle of the FBI director and what he said, that he just didn't trust the president and said the president and his team were trying to defame him and using lies to do so. And a kind of a bad day for the press. And everybody saw the shots at the press because all the networks, the broadcast networks, the cable networks, every network on the planet took the hearing live. So no secret there. Not a great day for those of us in the media.